Okay, so thank you for joining me again. I thought we'd just go a little bit further down to the lower body. So we've got the legs and the feet. So just because the feet need preparation more than any part of the body sometimes, and we've got this luxury of not having to wear shoes so much now because we're in the house, really look after them feet. Just see if you can just take all your toes off the ground. That'd be really great. You know, as if you're just sort of paddling and it's really cold. So you're lifting your toes, you're spreading them as often as you can because your toes need separate exercises to the rest of your feet. And then maybe practice putting your big toes down first and then all your four toes, little toes separate. So it's almost like you're playing the piano with your big toes first. That would be really great to get that dexterity in your feet while you don't have to wear shoes. So normally we don't have this luxury, so really work on the feet spread. And then this little exercise where you go heel first, ball of the foot second, and then the toe third. So you're propelling yourself slightly forward in a walk. The back toe almost like a posterior push off for the glute muscles. And then you rock back and you really work on them calves. Now if you're really comfortable with this, keep your actual ball of the foot on the floor and just peel your toes off. So as you're rocking forward and back, you're actually working the top of the foot as well, not just the actual calf stretching, which could come later. So it's whatever you can manage. It would be really great if you could just build that into your daily workout as well. Just the toe workout is so special for the feet. And then we can push the hips back, lift the toes up, look down, remember your chin tuck. And as you breathe in, you're taking the front line and lengthening it a little bit. As we come down, we're lengthening the back line. So spread your toes. I've now lifted the whole foot off the floor but kept the heel down. And pushing forward maybe from the pelvis. And making sure that you've got that chin tuck as well. Really pushing your hips back. And I can feel that in the whole of the hamstrings and the calves. And I can also work on squeezing the glute muscles as well. So it's really great exercise to practice. Then you could ripple up the body and make sure that the whole front line gets some work. And you exhale as you look down. And you inhale as you look up. So there's everything working there. Plus a little bit of practicing transferring your weight, which is always great for the balance. Okay, I'll try the other leg. Heel first, ball second, toes third, and just transfer your work. Remember to roll your other toe forward as well. So it's almost like you're really cautious of every foot placement you make there. So you could be really clever and just lift your toes off. That'll make it even more pronounced on the top of the foot. Or if you can't manage that yet, that's what you're going to be working on. Yeah, the whole foot might have to come off yet. So we're all going to be working on them feet to up. So once you've mastered a little bit of just the toes, start lifting the whole foot off as well. And you can feel the control required for that as well in the brace, in the stomach muscles. I'm pushing the hips backwards. I'm exhaling. I'm pushing the hips forward. I'm inhaling. And I'm going to start showing off the arms. So spread your fingers, push your hips forwards, exhale, look down. Let's do that again. Breathing in. And as we exhale, look down. Really nice for the calves, that one. Yeah. Okay, just give yourself a movement to relax. And then just notice how you're standing. Your favourite position. Your favourite position. Just see if you can get your weight between both feet equally. Brace tension around your centre. And just see what it feels like to either lift the toes off or the heel on one foot and the whole foot. Then eventually just see if you can balance on one leg. And you can practice that one without me. You can do this anytime, any place, anywhere in the house. Get your shoes off though, so much better. Rotate out. Back to neutral. A couple of times a day if you can. Just try and work on pushing that leg further out, keeping the other one nice and stable. Pressing it across, pressing something across, yeah, and bringing it back. Have a moment just to get back to your normal sort of standing position, and then transfer your weight so that you can feel it equally between both legs. And you might practice just lifting the toes off first, bending your knee, then the whole foot. And then once it comes off, check this pelvis is nice and neutral, and you can let the leg raise. You can send it off to a side, back to neutral. Lovely. Taking yourself into a different dimension each time. Brilliant. Excellent. So work on that one, and you can maybe, you know, compete with someone else who's doing it, see how long they can stand on one leg for. Okay, the next thing you might want to do is try and take it forward and back as well. So obviously depends on where you are stood in the room, but see if you can get the leg fairly high and then obviously quite far back, squeezing the glute muscles, feeling the hip flexor starting to work a little bit. So that's all before we put weight through it, and we'll compare that with the other side. So taking it forwards and then taking it back a little bit. Just squeeze them glute muscles. Remember everything you did a moment ago, keeping your pelvis level, spreading your toes, working on a little bit of opposite arms, opposite legs. Will be great. Okay, so then we've just got some spiral lines to do. So I know we've practiced a little bit of squatting already, but remember your sacrum, last part of your spine. So that wants to move first as you take your squat backwards. So making sure we have that weird position. It's almost like you got a stick in the back from the head to the sacrum. And you're tucking the chin, you're looking down at the earth. You're doing some nice squats there. So maybe practice some nice easy squats first. Should be able to lift your toes off the ground as you're doing that as well. So I'm going to take that position a little bit higher if my shoulders, because I've done the previous warm-up, will allow, and the hips going further back. But might not be ready for a big squat yet, so might be going to be taking it to a gentle movement, yeah? So just see where you actually are with that squat. And that could be with or without the arms, as long as you're practicing moving your hips backwards for a moment. We'll do one more, making sure that you've done a few really, really powerful lowish squats. Okay. So just going to finish this section off with a spiral line, my favourite movement in the world. And we're just going to make sure we take a nice wider step out to practice that deep squat that we just did. Opposite hand, opposite foot, as if you're picking something up. Bring your legs together and we'll take the shoulder into this spiral eclipse position. So we definitely take the head with it as well. So picking something up, bringing your legs together. See if you can work on rotating your thumb to the back as well. Exhale down, inhale, up and round. Really lovely for this area here. Last time, down to the floor and round. Superb. So I'm going to try the other side just in case it feels different. So fairly wide squat, remember where you're moving from. Picking something up off the earth, and then you bring your legs together, and then that same arm goes around as far as it can go. Remember the snow globe that we did earlier. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, around. Lovely. A couple more times. Can you feel any difference between this side of the body? Is this your working arm? Is this your non-working arm? Does it feel a little bit strange to squat down into one direction and not the other? I'll do the other side. Brilliant. Okay, so we've just had a little exploration of the spine there. Still some more to come if you've nothing else to do. I thank you for joining me. Thank you.